Alright, welcome to High Style Sundays. Today we got Carolina on the show. Y'all know who he is. It's Baltimore. Y'all know what's going on. It's athlete talk. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. What's up with you?
Not much, not much. First of all, for everybody that doesn't know you, tell them who you are, where you're from.
My name is Devantae Wallace. I'm originally from Durham, North Carolina, which is why I got my nickname. So that's why they call me Carolina. I moved up here. Went to Dunbar High School from 2009 to 2011. We got 2 state championship rings down there. Then went to High Point University back in North Carolina. Got 3 rings down there. Now I'm a professional athlete in Europe. About to go to Romania this Saturday.
Okay. So what was it like growing up as a kid in North Carolina?
I mean, what a lot of people don't know, that think I'm actually originally from North Carolina. I'm originally from Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore until I was about 8 years old, 9 years old. Then I moved to North Carolina for until I was 15. But when I was in North Carolina, it was it's like slow. It's country, It's real country. It's slow paced, In Baltimore, everything's fast. In North Carolina, everything's more slow paced. Everybody family oriented, stuff like that.
So what was it like in Baltimore then?
I mean, in Baltimore, it's like I said, a lot more fast paced. Like when I first moved up here, I was kind of nervous. Like the second time I moved up here, that's around the time The Wire came out and everything, and I'm like, damn. When my father was saying we moved back up here, I was like, damn, we going back to where The Wire at? The Wire. So I was like kind of scared when I first moved up here. Then I got back here and I got more acclimated to the way everything was, and it got adjusted to how fast paced it was, and I like it. It gave me that heart. In Baltimore, you gotta have heart. You're gonna just get 8.
Right. So you went to Dunbar, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like playing basketball for Dunbar?
It was a different experience that I've ever experienced in my basketball career. Cause even when I've been in Europe, them games in Dunbar, standing room only. A lot of people know when we play teams like Lake Clifton, people just standing up. There's no seats anywhere. Everybody loud. The crowd is like an overseas crowd. They talking shit to you. It was crazy, man. Dunbar got the prestigious history and everything. You walk in, you see all them banners up, banners around the whole entire gym. Cause my father and my uncle also went there, and they won championships and everything. And it was a different experience than anything I've ever experienced in my basketball career.
Is your father and uncle some of the people that inspired you to play?
Oh yeah, of course. Mainly my uncle and my father and my uncle definitely inspired me. It was mainly because they went to Dunbar, and every time I came up here, they was telling me how good they were. And for people that know me, my uncle's name is Hot Dog, and my father's name was Roach back in the day. And everybody used to always coming up to me like, man, your uncle and your father was that. And I'm like, man, I can't go down here and bum it up and disappoint. I'm like, damn, I gotta show out when I go down there.
You think you're better than them now?
From what people saying, man, I can't even tell. I don't even know, to be honest. I can't even sit here and disrespect them like that. I don't think I'm better than from what the people used to tell me. Because my uncle went to the University of Pittsburgh, and my father went to the University of Missouri. And they both was could have went to the league, but their attitudes and everything. But they were really, really like that.
So you went to college, right?
Yeah.
What college did you go to?
High Point University. It's a mid-major Division I school in High Point, North Carolina. I went there for all 4 years from 2011 to 2015.
What was it like playing basketball out there?
It was cool. It was more so, if you go to this campus and everything, it looks like Disneyland, Disney World. It's one of the most beautiful campuses in America. I think one time the Business Insider had it as top 4 most beautiful campuses in America. And I loved it down there all 4 years. It was smooth.
What was the difference between, playing at that level and playing at Dunbar?
The difference was, it wasn't a big difference. The only difference is it's more hostile in Baltimore. You know how the crowds are, they talking that trash, and there the crowds are crazy too, but there's more college pride, stuff like that. It's not really very hostile. In Baltimore, it's real rowdy. People talking trash, all that. I love that type of energy though. But when you play in college, it's not that same type of energy. It's a bunch of white people in the stands and everything. Here, it's a bunch of, hood people in the stands, and they all know you. It's people that you know around the way. The people that's in the stands there is a bunch of boosters, college students you see around the campus, but it's not the same like that.
So, how did you take, playing from a High Point to now you're about to go overseas? How'd you get to that?
What happened was, usually during my senior year, I was, like I said, like I was pretty good at the three-point shooter in college. My junior year, I was second in the nation in three-point percentage. I shot 49% from three, and my senior year, I shot 41. And I'm in my college, I'm like second in the history of my university in three-point percentages. So since I'm 6'5", whatnot, and I can hoop, agents were hitting me up and everything, telling me they can get me overseas, and that's how I first got to my first deal in Austria.
So, was it overseas? Is that something you wanted, or were you looking for that, traditional NBA?
I mean, I knew myself. I knew that I went to a mid-major school. I averaged only like 12, 13, but that was still good numbers on a winning team. We won championships. So I knew I wasn't going to the league. So I was like, man, I know I'm going pro somewhere. I'm going to go overseas. It was time, because I knew this since my sophomore year, because I wouldn't come back home for I didn't come home for maybe 3 years, because I was like, I'm just preparing myself mentally to go back overseas. I stayed at school the whole 3 years. So I knew I was going, and that was definitely a goal of mine. I just needed to get my mind prepared for me going over there and being alone.
So, do you feel like now that you have this opportunity, is this a beginning of something bigger, better, or?
I mean, this is my 7th year, so I don't even really get that feeling no more. I just know that it's another job I have, and it's like I'm blessed to keep playing this game that I love, and I've been doing it for 7 years since 2015, since I graduated. So I'm like, it's just got to go over there and get the job done, like I've been doing for the last 7 years.
So you say you've been doing it for 7 years now. How do you keep that work ethic up?
I don't know. It's just in you. Like you do the video stuff. You love this, and you have a passion for something. That passion usually never goes away. I have my days like most athletes. Most people have their days, but I just don't want anybody else to get better than me. I just know that I want to keep getting better and keep getting better every day and keep getting better than the person I was the day before. So, and I just keep driving, keep that passion. I just love basketball, so it's like not that hard for me to keep the passion.
Is it a go to a schedule thing? Like, do you have a set schedule now?
As far as, what do you mean? As
far as wake up, go to the gym, maybe go do personal stuff.
Oh yeah.
To the gym, like.
Oh yeah, I do. I wake up, I eat my breakfast, I go work out in the gym first. No, the first thing I do, I get there, I lift weights a little bit, get my warm up, do the little conditioning ladder drill, then I'll hop right into my basketball workouts. Probably 2 hours later, I'll eat after my workout, then I'll do my weightlifting training that I do. I'll work out at least 2 times a day. Like I work out really hard, so that's my training schedule usually. And then in the evenings, I just chill.
I'm gonna get a little bit, but who's your favorite NBA player?
As of right now?
All right, we can do who's your favorite in the past, and who's your favorite right now in the league?
My favorite NBA player, I have 2. It was Jordan and Kobe. And also I love Joe Dumars that played for the Pistons. I love his game too. So that's 3 in the past. And right now, I'm really a big fan of Steph Curry, because I'm a shooter and he shoots. I like Klay Thompson as well, of course LeBron. And I'm a big fan of Antetokounmpo, because he's a workhorse.
You mentioned Kobe, rest in peace to the legend.
Today, Kobe Bryant Day.
Yes. Do you, out of all your legends actually that you mentioned, did you take any piece of their game and put it into your own? No, not really. I try to do footwork like how Kobe and Jordan do. I have that in my game. But as far as like any other legend, the only other guy that's a legend that I could say that I studied was Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, that played for the Denver Nuggets. And he was a big shooter. He was like the first Steph Curry ever. That was one of my favorite players, one of my favorite shooters ever too. And now you said, this is just another job for you as you head overseas. So which one was your favorite? What was your favorite team that you played on so far? My favorite team was maybe when I played in, it was my second year I played in Poland. It was a team called Krosno. And the guys there were nice. I came there to mid-season. I played 10 games there, and they were like really, they welcomed me in like I was family, And they were already in a playoff position. Overseas, when you come to another team, it's hard to get acclimated to that system that you're going to, because you have to learn the plays and you're going right away. Right. So that was probably one of my favorite places. But as far as my favorite country I played in, I would say it's Austria.
I loved it. Austria is, you know, and it's like a westernized country, and it's like more Americanized. It's in the western part of Europe, and I loved it there. I went there my rookie year, and I did not want to leave. Did not want to leave.
So you got Austria, Poland.
All right. I played in Austria, Poland, Lithuania, Hungary, Czech Republic, Finland, and this year I'm going to Romania.
So how do you keep, like, is it the management that keeps giving you these opportunities, or do you have to reach out on your own?
No, usually players have an agent, and your agent does all the jobs. Does all the work, like as far as the business end goes. And we don't really come in contact with any of the coaches until they maybe call us or text us a message and whatnot. I don't really ever hit coaches up directly, because if you hit a coach up directly, they're gonna think you're desperate, and then they're gonna end up lowballing you on the end. So they're gonna be like, oh, he's desperate. Let's put him on the back burner and then go get our guy that we want. And if he's still available, we'll hit him up. Like, you have to let your agent, if your agent's a good agent, and do his job.
And coming from Baltimore, you know, what advice could you give to? Because I believe, I mean, you can go to a lot of courts and you see a lot of talented people, and you be wondering, like, man, why they not playing in the league or playing overseas or playing in school or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what advice could you give to an athlete that's maybe like knows himself, like you said you did, goes to a school that they, you know they qualify for, and now trying to go on the next level? What advice could you give them on that path?
My advice would be, like I said, know yourself, know your skill set, know what you can do. Also, make sure you have a good attitude, because I've met a lot of Baltimore guys that have amazing game, that are probably better than me. They're amazing on the court, but their attitudes stink. So like I always say, your attitude determines your altitude. So if you have a terrible character but you have a good game, they're gonna take the guy with a better character over the guy that's more talented any day of the week. And I've lost many jobs because sometimes one situation my character wasn't good, and so it will follow you a year later. So if you have a bad attitude everywhere you go, they're gonna not take you. You have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what you have to do better to get better with your attitude. If your game is good and your attitude stinks, you won't go anywhere. But you have to make sure both of them are balanced and on a good level.
That's real. So, all right, we know basketball. What else can we find you doing besides basketball?
I invest in stuff. I'm always around. All I do is hoop when I come home, and I work out. So I like it. But other than that, I just invest in stuff. But next summer when I come home, I'm gonna be doing a shooting clinic. Everybody always asks me I should do it. I've been bluffing about doing it, but next year I'm gonna do it. Start up an LLC, a business and whatnot, and I'm gonna get to it.
Is there any is there anything you want to do to give back to the community or anything?
Oh yeah, of course. Like this training thing, it's not gonna be like expensive. I'll probably charge $5 for it. I don't care that much about the money aspect of it. I want to do it to give back to Baltimore, because I think a problem in Baltimore is a lot of people can't shoot that well, but they got skill, they got everything but a jumper. So I think I can help teach them how to shoot, you know?
Okay, that's dope. All right, is there any last few shout outs, any last few words you want to say?
I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin Barry. He owned a different brand. He got the Baltimore versus anybody shirts. Also my guy, Akeem Austin, he has his family first shirts, everything. And also, that's about it.
All right, we got Carolina on the show. Y'all know who it is. You know, first athlete here on High Style Sundays. We doing it big. About to go overseas. Root him on.
Already.
You know, it's High Style Sundays. Appreciate you for coming through, man.
Appreciate you having me.